Today, I thought I'd comment on some of the most common doubts that I feel are holding back artists who are new to digital art. I'm basing this list off of frequently mentioned comments that I've received on my channel. So let's start with our first doubt, and that is, I can't get into digital art because I can't afford the best tablet. I've had 2, maybe 3 comments from different people saying that my review videos are discouraging to artists who might want to try digital art because I only recommend certain brands of tablets, which are often not the most affordable option. I know that most people who watch my reviews don't feel that way, but even if it's possible that a few people do, that bothers me. It's my full-time job to get people excited about digital art. It's what I'm passionate about. So to think that there's even one person out there who watched one of my videos and it shattered their hopes and dreams to be a digital artist, that's just a terrible thought. And I'm being completely sincere here. So I'm going to use this video as an opportunity to clarify that I don't want anything that I or anyone else says to stop you from getting into digital art. When I choose to recommend or not recommend tablets, it's because I want my viewers to know that it's important from an investment standpoint to buy something that's a quality product. I understand that when you're just testing digital art, it really doesn't make sense to buy an expensive tablet. I didn't. I purchased my first 2 tablets off of eBay. They were not Wacom tablets and they worked fine. I made a ton of art with these tablets, and these tablets built the foundation for the art business that I have today. But had I known of some of the advantages that I could have gained by paying a bit more, I might have done that if I would have been able to afford it. So as you can see, there are a lot of different artists who watch my videos. Some are beginners, some are hobbyists, some are professionals. But then you go a bit deeper into each of the artist's expectations, their budget, their level of interest in art, and you begin to realize that people are guaranteed to either agree or disagree with whatever I say in my review videos. So rather than try to please everyone with some blanket statement declaring that all tablets are equal, instead, I'm just going to be myself, and I'm going to try to be fair and objective and share my opinion. I understand that my opinions are not popular in certain circles of YouTube. However, I'm able to provide value for the artists who want to understand why they might want to spend a little bit more. So that's the rationale behind why I do and don't recommend certain digital art products. Now that I've said that, scratch everything that I just said. You don't need the best tablet to make digital art. It doesn't matter what I think is good or what I think is not good. I'm just a dude on the internet. If you want to buy the cheapest tablet available, do it. If you think that all tablets are equal and the non-Wacom brand tablets are just as good as the Wacom brand tablets, then buy whichever tablet you want to buy. Please, please, please don't let my opinion stop you from getting into digital art. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move on to doubt number 2, which is, I can't get into digital art because I can't decide which tablet to buy. In my experience, it can be important to have some of the bells and whistles of the more expensive tablet models, but when it comes down to making art, you can do it with even the most basic tablet. If indecision is holding you back from buying a tablet, just stop. Choose a tablet that you can afford and don't get hung up on finding the perfect model right away. Why? Because if you're new to digital art, it takes time and experience with a variety of tablets to even begin to gauge what is going to work for you and what isn't. So just get something to start with, and if you're having success with digital art, then later on you'll be able to upgrade to a better tablet if you really want to. Now those are some doubts that artists who are brand new to digital art may have had, but let's move forward in time a bit to the digital artist who decided they like digital art, but they're still struggling to get the hang of it. Doubt number 3 is, I'm not able to be good at digital art because I can't get used to drawing on a tablet. I hear this the most from younger artists, and this one is actually very easy to solve. You just need to spend more time practicing. Don't expect that you're going to be good at something immediately, especially if you're brand new to it. Even if you already know how to draw on paper, a tablet is still going to feel kind of weird. It does for most of us, but if you stick with it for long enough, eventually you will be able to draw like it's nothing at all. And now we come to doubt number 4, which is, I can't draw because my tablet has scratches on it. Okay, I don't know if anyone has literally said that, but comments about scratches do come up a lot. So it's obvious to me that a lot of artists are worrying about it to the point that it might be keeping them from making any progress. Got scratches all over your tablet? You can relax because most of the time there aren't any scratches. This is just debris from the pen, and you can wipe it away with a soft microfiber cloth and your tablet is as good as new. If you do have faint scratches on your tablet, that's perfectly normal. You're rubbing something sharp against it repeatedly, but superficial faint scratches are not going to affect your drawing. Deeper scratches? Now, that's a whole different story. These can interrupt your drawing because your pen can get snagged in the groove of this scratch. And in the case of display tablets where you're drawing on the screen, deep scratches can compromise the view of your artwork. But honestly, you shouldn't be able to get deep scratches very easily. Just be careful with your tablet, and then scratches really shouldn't be an issue. Now for doubt number 5. I'm not able to draw because my tablet has parallax. Parallax is a big deal. A lot of people are talking about it. Parallax. Ooh, scary parallax. Parallax is the effect of the brush cursor straying away from the tip of the pen when you're drawing on a tablet with a screen. This happens naturally, but it can be multiplied by a gap between the pen tip and the tablet's sensors, or poor pen technology, or maybe even poor pen calibration. I can agree that too much parallax can cause some difficulty while you're drawing, and I prefer to do without it, but it's not enough of a problem that it cannot be overcome. Instead of focusing on your pen tip, focus on the pen cursor while you're drawing. Even if the pen tip is off, you should be able to draw just fine using only the cursor. Doubt number 6, I can't draw because my tablet is laggy. Lag is the time it takes for the brush cursor to catch Lag is the time it takes for the brush cursor to catch up with the tip of your pen. The amount of lag varies from tablet to tablet, but some lag is to be expected. Lag can also be magnified by a slower computer, or power-hungry brushes, or maybe even you've added stabilization to your brush and that slows down the cursor a little bit. You should do what you can to minimize lag, but if it's still present, I'm here to say that you can live with it. You'll be able to draw just fine. For example, I've had several comments of people saying how laggy my Cintiq 27 is when I record the screen with my camera, but honestly, I've never seen that as being an issue. Is it laggy? I don't know. When you're really focused on drawing, you just don't notice stuff like that. Doubt number 7 is I can't draw because I only have 1024 pressure levels on my pen. Drawing tablet pens range from under 1000 pressure levels to more than 8000 pressure levels. While there can be an advantage to using a pen with higher pressure levels, it's possible to make great art with lower pressure levels as well. In fact, some artists don't even use a tablet. They make great art using a mouse or their finger on their tablet or their phone. And a mouse and a finger only have one pressure level. So don't get too hung up on how many pressure levels you have. What's more important is the pressure response. You want a nice, smooth transition between pressure levels in order to get a natural drawing experience. But even without that, you can still make great art. Doubt number 8 is I can't draw because my nibs keep wearing down. I hate to break it to you, but nibs wear down, just like your pencil wears down. It's called friction, and no, it's not a scam to get you to buy more nibs. Believe it or not, some artists prefer more friction because it gives you a more natural drawing experience, and that's because it feels really, really weird to draw on a slippery surface. A piece of paper isn't slippery, a canvas isn't slippery, so why should a drawing tablet that's supposed to emulate paper and canvas be slippery and feel completely different? Now, the more friction you have on your tablet, the faster it's going to wear down your nibs, but it's worth it in my opinion. A little nib wear is okay, even if it's noticeable, so don't freak out if your nib looks a little worn down. Your pen is still going to work fine. You certainly don't want to wear down the nib so far that you can't remove the nib, but a little bit of a slant or asymmetry to the nib is perfectly fine. Most tablets come with replacement nibs, and if you're trying to prevent nib wear, just try to minimize the amount of friction and heat that you build up when you're drawing. I'll link you to some nib-saving tips in the description of this video. So the point I'm trying to make for these last few tips is to focus on the art and not on the tools that you're using to make the art. Now we're going to move forward in time just a little bit more to the digital artist who's now comfortable with the tools and the software, but still not very confident in their ability. Doubt number 9 is I can't be successful with digital art because I don't have a style. How do I find my style? That's something that I get asked a lot. A style is not something that you can find or you can buy. It comes to you naturally through practice. You absorb all of the artistic influences around you, and it just happens. So just make art and don't worry about finding your style. Eventually, you'll look back on all that art that you made, and your style will be clear as day. Doubt number 10 is I can't be successful with digital art because I'm no good at art. No one is good at anything starting out, and even artists who have been doing art for a long time don't always feel 100% confident in everything they do. Don't focus on being good, just do your best. No one's good at art, because good is relative to whoever's judging the art. If someone doesn't like classical art, then it doesn't matter how accomplished Michelangelo is. For every good artist, there's always someone who's going to pick them apart. And last but not least, doubt number 11 is, I can't be successful with digital art because I didn't instantly make a bunch of money. This is an example of getting the cart in front of the horse. You shouldn't be getting into the art with the intention of making money because, I hate to break it to you, but it's really hard to sell art. But it's also not hard if you do it the right way. Instead of worrying about how to make money first, focus on making art. When people see that you're passionate about what you do, they'll want to support you and buy your products. If all you do is come off like you're in it just to make a buck, then that's a real turnoff. Focus on making art and the money will come to you. It'll be plain as day when an opportunity arises for you to sell your work. That may be a comment asking to buy one of your paintings, a request, or a commission, or a client who saw your work online and wants to hire you. If you tried all that and you still can't make money off your art, then maybe it's time to reevaluate the art that you're making. Maybe you're not ready to sell art yet and you need to go back and practice a bit more. Or maybe you're great at art, you're more than good enough at art, but the art you're making isn't the kind of art that people want to buy. I know it's hard to hear, but you need to spend some time figuring this stuff out. And once you do, you shouldn't have any trouble selling your art. All right, so those were 11 of the most common doubts that I hear from artists who are new to digital art. If you'd like to learn more about how to have success as an artist, watch my playlist of tutorials for beginners.